lady believes that she understands herself better. And based on what I have seen in this guy, I believe is the best person for me to live with. And of course, your mom won't stay with you in the family house now. You understand? So, in that case, what I believe the lady should do, if she's actually intent enough, is that she should try to educate the guy to meet her standard. That is what I believe that she can do. Because when you enter into a marriage and there is difference in emotional intelligence and all of these things, it can cause a bit of conflict. You know, yeah. Because you are speaking from a standpoint of your intelligence and how you've seen the world, and the guy who is low in education and low in exposure can look at you as you know, maybe you are being proud, or because you are more educated than him. Just, you know, there is, we guys, we can, you know, don't let me go into that part actually.
Let's hold you on that. Let's hold you on that. All right, let's go now. Word of Marble will be right back. I think the part two of this, we are going to, you know, really shake a lot of them. I'm going for weekend, so when you break, we'll be right back.
Ooh.
Welcome back. That was our word on the marble. And today's conversation, we are still discussing love and vulnerability. And we have Oluwatosin right here with us, and he has really made us understand from this our generation what love is. And he's saying love is not blind, no, it can see very well. Right? Then they ask you this: can a relationship work without vulnerability? And how can two partners, whether married, whether dating, whether in courtship or in acquaintance relationship, create a safe space for vulnerability among them?
Okay, thank you. So the first I will say that it is not possible for us to have effective love journey when vulnerability is taken out of the equation. Because everybody who is to build a sustainable love must start from the place of friendship. So you get to know your partner very well. You know, there are different types of love. We have eros, we have philia, we have storge, we have agape, all of those type of love. So the first stage of every love journey is the philia stage. That is the love that exists between friends. So you must be friends with your partner to know the kind of how do I put it now? This probably on English to use. You know, you must be friend enough to know what this person actually is up to, and you know how open this person is to me. So it is now after that stage that you can now take it to the other stage, that is the erotic part of love. So love cannot be sustained without vulnerability. If you are not being open to your partner, ability to express your feeling, just so why are you there? That is it.
Then why are you there?
You know, my generation, we are church deeper life, don't learn. Are you from deeper life? Because I'm sorry, it's a deeper life member actually, but you know, more like you just come and you just visit the guy and you just sit down and you are just saying, how are you? Fine. How was the day? Fine. Everything fine, fine. Your chat is dry. You meet, everything is dry. Why are you there when we cannot talk? Now you are angry that the guy has a BFF outside, best friend forever, or the lady is closer to that other person.
And then they're having a very
good vibe. You should be able to vibe with your partner. That is the essence of love, and this is what sustains marriage. Marriage is actually based on the platform of friendship. Yes. So love cannot exist to me without vulnerability being put in place.
So how can they create that safe space, you know, to be vulnerable?
Yeah. Number one is that to create a safe space for vulnerability, your partner actually needs to be somebody who understands you. Let me just put that first. Your partner have to understand you. And number two, the partner must actually make you understand that you are safe with him. I must give that openness that, oh, you can tell me anything, you can talk to me at any time. Not that I will be judgmental. Not that you tell me something and before you say anything, I just hit you word that, why did you have to do this? All of those things, no. So you must, I must create the space, and also, I must also say that empathy must come from both partners. You know, ability to feel what your partner is feeling and empathize with them. This is what brings about safety and vulnerability.
Okay, safety and vulnerability, like I said, it's a willingness to, you know, show positive emotions and affection physically. Can it be scary?
Sorry, can you come again? Sorry.
You know, sometimes your actions and can actually be scary and exposing you. You know, I know, Jare, before I say this, you will come in. Can it be scary? I want to ask that first before I go forward. Can it be scary when you're vulnerable and, you know, your partner knows your weakness? We have seen husbands betray wives.
Yeah.
We have seen wives betray husbands. And in this state, I know if I cry to my wife, she'll give me that money. Carry the money, go meet another woman. Carry your husband's money and start building without telling him or letting him know. So I will tell you, but I'm trying to do because I know he spends so much, and I'm trying to say, like the story Joy has always repeated on this, the woman who decided to build a house without telling, you know, the husband, and they were even living in the same house, and the man is paying the rent. He's going to the wife's account for many years before the man discovered. So, can being vulnerable be scary? Can it be dangerous? Can you be taken for granted?
Well, I believe I'm speaking for my generation, not generation before us.
Yeah,
so,
your generation.
Thank you. So, naturally, vulnerability at times, it can be scary, depending on, number one, the kind of partner you are dealing with. Number two, the family background of the person. Yeah, because there are some who are trained not to be open, who are trained not to be vulnerable. Yes. So when they grow up in that kind of lifestyle, in that environment, it can really affect their love journey. So yes, vulnerability can be scary, but in a bit not to overdo. You have to take this thing gradually. That was why I said it must be gradual. So you don't meet somebody or you just start a 1 month relationship and all of a sudden you are just opening everything about your life. No, it's not going to work that way. So you know, we must protect ourselves even though we are trying to be open to our partner, because you meet somebody today, people that have been living together for 10 years still doesn't know each other better. You understand? Because knowing one another is a gradual thing. So there are some things, I heard the story of one old man who was talking and he said that my wife, there are some things my wife will do today, I will still question myself that, did I really marry this man? You can imagine. And they've been together for more than 40 years.
Sometimes you need to say words that will call you back to
Exactly.
That's the only way he can bring her back to reality. Come, are you really my wife?
Exactly.
From that time to now, you never know why. You cannot diversify. You cannot decipher what I want.
Exactly. So
it happens. Now, I want to ask them, being vulnerable, how do you bring this about intimacy? How do you bring intimacy into being vulnerable? How do you build it? And also, what are the ways partners can express being vulnerable? How can they express? What are the ways you can, this vulnerability, what are the ways I can express myself? Your young minds can express themselves in their relationship.
All right. I'm going to say, the first question is, can vulnerability,
how can it bring about
intimacy? Okay. Let me say this, that number one, we said earlier that there cannot be effective love journey without a person being vulnerable. And I believe that if you claim to love somebody, there are three things that we must watch out for. Number one is your ability to trust the person. Number two is your ability to be intimate with the person. And number three is your ability to sacrifice for the person. These are the three things. Trust, intimacy, and sacrifice. These are the three things that brings about love. So when we want to genuinely test your love, we look at for these three things. And these three things are pointers to vulnerability. There is no way you can be intimate with a person without being vulnerable. Because I want you to know me. I want to know you as well. So in a bid to do that, there is no way we are not going to be open with each other. So I believe that love surely is a password for vulnerability, and vulnerability is a key that enhances love. You understand? And to the second question, how can you be vulnerable around your partner? The thing is, I'm just going to say that in all we do, number one, let's just be self-conscious of the person we are dealing with and of ourselves. So you know that you are the type, maybe you love to cry. And when you are expressing yourself, you love to cry. And the partner...
James Bond like women. James Bond, he's not a good one.
He's a cry.
No,
he doesn't have to cry.
James Bond, he loves women. When you cry, even when he's about to kill you, he will still hold you, hug you.
He's talking about the superpower.
So use another word.
All right, so, okay. Should I...
Spider-Man.
You know what? You just need to understand your partner. All right, if I'm the one that wants to express myself to my partner, I need to understand the system of communication that my partner loves the most. There are some partners who doesn't love you to chat them and just start crying out your mind. Maybe they don't have that time. And when they don't give you that attention, you kind of get angry. You understand? So there is every possibility that you will not get the best of your partner if you don't understand the best. There are some partners that when they are bothered about something, there is nothing their partner can tell them that they will hear. Because at that point in time, they are more about themselves and the other partner. That is bad in itself. Exactly. So
sometimes they need a time.
Exactly.
Sometimes it happens.
It happens. So maybe I have something bothering me. I want to talk to my partner, and I see that my partner is also bothered about something. Why not I just be calm for now? If that thing is not so important to listen to my partner, we must give listening ear to each other. So how to be vulnerable is just to understand your partner, the best way of communicating with your partner.
What about those who love cuddling and their partner doesn't like it?
We have
in public places.
Love languages, right?
Some don't like it.
Some don't like physical touching.
Don't like
maybe you're walking and then you're holding your hand and
exactly.
Comfort yourself.
And you just want to be that baby.
Especially those of high-profile guys who wants to maintain their steez and composure.
Exactly. Outside. And then you're supposed to see.
Exactly. I'm trying to keep it calm, actually. But the first thing means that you must understand what your partner wants, actually. If there is a way you can adjust or talk to your partner to adjust some things, it is actually okay. So if you guys can talk it out, iron it out, and everybody will be fine.
But as we're rounding up now, do you think that it gets to a point that there is a place of you're overdoing, just like you said something, because it's happening in this generation. You see a girl posting the partner all over on her status. She wants to express herself. She wants to say I love you, and the partner is saying kilo shelebai. This is why are you doing this to me? And that is the only way she can be vulnerable. And then some in the place of, just like she talked about, cuddling, so just want to keep kissing you, just to cuddle you. They are around you, even with friends. They want to, and you're saying but calm down now. Do you think it gets to a point the other person gets pissed off? Can it start pissing you off or start irritating?
Well, actually, it might. But one thing I've studied about ladies, most especially females, most of them, is that once they are genuinely in love with the person, they do not have this ability to hide their feelings. You understand?
That's the best. Why should I hide?
Exactly.
See, love is a sweet thing.
Sweet.
Very sweet.
So why is this generation, why are this generation so much into hiding professing the love?
You mean for the guys or for the ladies? Because I'm going to tell you that guys watching me, please, I'm so sorry, but I have to say this.
Please do.
Okay, guys have the probability of being promiscuous. You understand? It is an how do I put it now?
So that has blinded their eyes from knowing who exactly should be there and who should.
A guy can be with you now and profess love if he doesn't have the fear of God. Number one, if he doesn't have the fear of God, he can be with a lady, most beautiful girl in the world, cajole her, pet her, and leave the lady and sees another girl. There is a tendency for him to still run after that lady.
Sure.
You understand? Yeah, we just have that. It's a nature. It's a natural thing.
Yeah,
so it takes the fear of God to actually curb that thing, to curb that nature in us.
It takes the fear of
Exactly.
God. I'll take that.
Take the fear of God.
All right, your final word as a round up here.
The fear of God.
All right. So I'm going to say to my brothers and my sisters watching me all over the world that love can actually exist and be prolonged and be sustained when you are vulnerable with your partner, and you guys have to understand each other. So just take note, study your partner, and ensure that you give your partner the very best, so that post Valentine will not lead to break up, so that we can enjoy the love journey together. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much. It's so good to have you. Wow, I wish you can continue with this.
I like it.
You know, but just in case you have not been told, like I said, you're amazing. You are beautiful. You're perfect thing. You are created for greatness. I tell you, you may not be the Otedala of the Dangote now, but what says, who is holding you back from reaching that goal that you intend to?